All right, we are back with day 6 of GTU. My dashboard is screaming at me because GTA's Tightened'reas is not a game on Twitch and it's failing to update. There we go, San Andreas. Now it's sorted.
Really should
we
be.
have the lovely DinosaurBytes. Hello,
Hi,
DinosaurBytes.
I'm here to
You are
embarrass
not
myself.
a speedrunner. What are you doing here?
Not a speedrunner, not even good at this game.
Good enough to beat your own Titan missions. That's pretty good.
You would hope so.
Not my level, but pretty good.
Yeah, well, is anyone your level? That's the real question.
True. You know what's funny, actually? I went onto Josh's video yesterday of him. He uploaded on his main channel, you know, his playthrough, his first playthrough of RTLS, Tightened'reas. And all the comments were just flaming me for some reason.
Yeah, I saw that as well. That seems to be often the case. I don't know why.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why I even bother looking at those things anymore, but it just made me laugh. Let me tell you what it said. Oh, to the stream. I'm trying to think of what it said. Reminds me how Eben was moaning about the bike parkour mission and like every mission before LV and kept telling everyone who mentioned that he's moaning about everything that's harder, that he's not that good at SA and that he doesn't even speedrun SA. But he literally made a guide for speedrunning SA. English Ben, more like delusional Ben. What the fuck does that even mean?
I think you'd understand if you weren't delusional.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I literally don't speedrun SA. There's no proof that I ever have.
Speaking of which, if I find you today, I think I should execute every one of them, just because I know that you're going to flame me for everything else, so I need to get my own back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alright, I did make a command for this as well, in case anyone is unfamiliar. I think I put it as DVM, Dev versus Mod. Yeah. But we'll quickly run it through on the stream for anyone who's watching. So what is Dev versus Mod? Well, essentially, it is me pitting DinosaurBytes. Dinosaur is the person who made Tightened'reas, in case you guys don't know. But he is not a speedrunner. He plays GTA and he mods GTA, but he doesn't speedrun anything. So the usual sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic between us is that he watches while we suffer playing his hard mode mods. But now it's going to be the opposite way around. He is going to suffer, and we are all going to point and jeer at him, okay? So he has around an hour to get as far as possible. Obviously, he's not going to beat it because it's like a 10-hour-long mod. But we're going to give him around an hour. It might be a bit longer depending on the, you know, time constraints that we'll talk about later. But around an hour to get as far as he can and showcase his incredible skills to us all. Okay? Sound good? Sound good.
There's
So
no way
I'm ready on the timer
stuck.
whenever you are.
Sure. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, your plan is to not get stuck. That's your ultimate objective.
Okay. And if there is a problem and I do get stuck, that's just a testament to how good of a developer I am. And if I don't get stuck, that's a testament to how good of a player I am. So it's a win-win.
Exactly. Yeah. Your entire thing as a developer should be to, you know, make sure that any casual player such as yourself can just never get through the mod, never experience it.
Yeah.
Elitists only.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah. Nobody's supposed to enjoy this. I don't know why people keep thinking it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how much fun you have when you're doing it in a setting like this. I'm very interested.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Right. Okay.
No.
Do you wanna count me in?
Yeah, let's do it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good
Okay.
luck.
So
Good skill. You don't need luck.
yeah, absolutely. Basically, all I'm gonna do is try and remember what Josh and Ham do, and copy that.
Ah, that's a good strategy. Is try and replicate speedrun strats that you've never actually done before.
Yeah. How hard could it be, right?
That's like a speedrun classic of like making sure that you never execute any of the strats properly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? I'm supposed to fall on my ass.
True. Absolutely true. Yeah. So if any of you haven't seen Tightened'reas before, first of all, how's the rock that you've been living under? Is it nice and comfortable? Is it cold? Is it hot? But yeah, this is a kind of like Kaizo inspired, more difficult version of San Andreas. As you can see, CJ spawns in. He's fat. There's cars coming after you. You know, it's very chaotic. It is designed to be much more of a difficult experience compared to vanilla San Andreas. But also, a lot of things have been drastically changed as well. As you can see, the game looks way better. It incorporates, you know, many different fixes like SkyGFX, you know, widescreen fix, windowed mods, silent patch, all that kind of stuff, and also a load of like custom work by DinosaurBytes himself as well. So there's like new custom vehicles, new custom like interiors, different models, things like that. You'll see them as we go through. Yeah, the main focus is the difference between every single mission. So we'll kind of go through them as we go. This one is actually quite interesting because there's actually 2 different endings for this mission. The intention is that you use your Faggio here, and that if you crash into any of the any of your friends or, you know, teammates or whatever,
I can show you the other one
members. Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll go to the other ending.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, if you crash into any of them, they blow up and kill you immediately. So the idea is that this mod is very anti-speedrun. It's not supposed to be speedrun, but it still is, because of course, you know, we take that as a challenge more than anything.
It's a weird one to explain because it's anti-speedrun. It stops original strats, but it's pro-speedrun in that it's supposed to be consistent and able to be speedrun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah, kind of anti, but also less anti-speedrun and more like just a new experience is the intention, right? Yeah, the difference here as well is that, as I said, there's 2 endings, and there's a lot of comedy in this mod that you'll see as well. And one of the most comedic things is that if you go to the airport during the first mission and you just say, fuck it, I'm leaving Los Santos and off I go, I won't spoil what happens, but you'll see it in just a few moments. Is this live or a rewatch? This is live.
this is unfortunately for me live. Also, no, I'm not playing on a controller. That's a disgusting accusation.
Yeah, so here you go. If you decide to leave, this is what happens.
A buster.
And that's it. That's how you beat the game. I don't know why people think this is difficult.
Yeah.
Like, how long's that?
Congratulations. 3 minutes. Pretty good time, yeah. I could do it in 2, but...
Oh, well, you know.
Got into an argument with a member of staff at a Clock and Bell drive-through.
Unfortunately, I don't know.
DJ Pooh.
And is doing time for eating his food while everyone around him was losing theirs.
I don't remember whether I made this skippable though.
And finally, Ryder took
oh well. if you didn't, then that's a testament to your modding capabilities.
That's great. Actually, I think it might.
Credits.
I think it might be skippable once Josh stops talking.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we can.
Yeah, there you go. CJ is in Liberty City. Canonically, he's too much of a coward to actually do the mission.
And I just have to die, and then I'll pass the mission. Easy.
Yeah.
Which I forget how high up we are. That might take a while.
Yeah. Yeah, this is never seen in actual speedruns of Tightened'reas because, as you can see, it is a very long process. Like, actually getting to the airport is quicker than doing the mission, but this whole process of getting back into, you know, leaving the void is very long, and then you have to drown to then go back to the hospital and then drive all the way from the hospital, which is at the other side of LS, to Grove Street. So it's not worth doing in runs, but it is funny.
I'm wondering whether or not I should do the rider skip, or should I should just play the mission properly.
It's up to you, mate. You're the runner.
I'll do it properly. I'll do it properly because nobody ever does it properly, and I put time and effort into that, and nobody plays it.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, you'll see a lot of the humor coming through here. For example, with the This Is America, so each visit will put you 100 grand in debt. And then, just kidding, imagine if that actually happened. So it's like baiting the player as they go through. And also all the randomized mission failed sound effects. Like, there's always new ones being added, but there's quite a few of them, like like Solid Snake, like imitation, I guess, for lack of a better term. There's the fucking DSP one. There's the Lord of the Rings one. There's a bunch of different stuff, right?
Yeah, I think there's, by last count, there were 20 different sounds that you can play, and I keep finding new ones to add. I'm hoping this is actually going to let me trigger the next mission, otherwise I'm just going to have to start the entire thing again.
I'm pretty sure it does, right?
I mean, it did the last time.
Because you had the text that says like going to CJ's house, so that script has started, right?
Oh, okay, then
that's all you need.
I was only worried because there's no icon on the radar, but
there's only no icon once, like the icon is once you go into the house and come back out. It's formed in.
See, I know this game. Played it before.
It is weird though, because as soon as you gain control after passing Big Smoke, you don't have to go into the house. You can like leave, and then you might not know where to go back if you like mess about for a bit, make some money, save in a different safe house somewhere, and then come back 6 months later. You might be like, how the fuck do I progress? It's a weird one. Yeah, as you see, Rob's got Mum's blender here, and you can actually use that, to assassinate people, to stealth kill people.
As you do. Oh, there's also this that you probably haven't seen before either. Oh no, never mind. That's the wrong one. There's a new one in the next patch that basically says there are extra cheat codes that let you play in mirror mode and play in one-hit KO mode.
Wait, are you playing on an old patch during a speedrun? What kind of moron would do that?
I'm playing on a patch that doesn't have all my dev tools, so I don't accidentally like open a menu.
Okay, gotcha.
Because otherwise, I know that I would accidentally like enable no clip.
Just out of instinct, just like teleport around. So here's a question for you. Have you ever done a mission and in testing either had to use like a dev tool to pass it, but you knew that we'd be able to pass it legit, or have you ever like gotten to the point where you failed it so many times that you considered doing it but then broke through later on?
Probably yes to both of those. I know that in PP86 in Vice City, I found that really difficult to pass and dev tooled my way around that a number of times because it's just less frustrating than trying to beat it. Although I did beat it at least once to make sure it was possible.
Okay, so you a lot of the time you use dev tools, but you always make sure you can pass it once before you pass it on to us.
Yeah. Even if it takes me like 12 goes, if I know that I can beat it after then, apart from the shoot test, of course.
The shoot test is proof. You liar.
Wait, that was because I patched it the day before you played it, and thought, it'll be fine.
You released an untested version, and you made me sit there for 5 hours.
But did you beat it?
I did.
Right, there you go then. So it was doable.
And you know what? Not only did I beat it, but then better players beat it within like 3 tries the next day. That proves that if you're actually good, you can beat it very quickly.
So what's your point? It's fine.
The point is, I don't have one. Okay? I just wanted to vent that. Okay.
Do you feel better?
Yes. Yeah. I don't hold grudges. Okay.
I've actually kind of forgotten some of the changes because they never get done in runs, so...
I don't remember anything about this mission. Now I do. Now that I've seen these guys.
I'm glad that I upped Ryder's health so he can't get killed by random peds in that mission.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I learned something new from the MDVMM run yesterday. Apparently, the ped skin is actually like almost determinant of whether Ryder gets run over or not, because he's a thief, so therefore he is like more likely to be angry. So if you see a certain ped skin driving, he's very likely to flee and run over Ryder.
Oh, that's interesting.
I did not know that.
I guess that makes sense.
Assuming it's true.
Some IDs are like tied to like very weird specific things.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense. So you look fine. No mission fails so far.
Yeah, chilling.
Very easy mod. I should probably make
it. What mission do you expect to get to before you fail?
I imagine. I'm trying to think of what the vanilla names. I imagine I'll get stuck on car dancing.
Car dancing?
Yeah.
You think you're gonna make it past 9s and AKs?
Yes, because there's a thing. Because there's a way I can get through that very easily. You're gonna really enjoy that.
Are you about to show some hidden dev strats?
Yep.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Although obviously I could beat it legit, but I'm trying to showcase things, you know.
Of course.
Unfortunately, I forgot to get weapons. I should have gone to the back rooms.
Uh-oh.
I forgot I gave these too much health. Okay, 2 seconds.
You got any hidden dev strats for this?
Well, I've got a hidden dev car for this.
A hidden dev car?
Yeah. Oh, and it doesn't spawn in missions. Great. Okay,
what car is usually there?
There's the police car from Vice City is parked under that bridge.
Oh, sure.
Okay, well now I'm screwed because nothing's spawning at all. Oh, there we go. Okay, right. Quick stop off to get get ammo and health. I really don't want to fail a mission. I don't mind about taking ages, but I want to not fail one. Seems doable, right?
Yeah. If you've got hidden strats for 9s and AKs, I don't know. I don't feel like you'll fail car dancing. Car dancing's pretty easy. You just take armor.
Yeah, but it's not so much the dying that I'm worried about. It's the points. Because you have to get some perfect. You're gonna fail on
points?
Yeah, because you have to get some perfects in order to pass it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always just kind of fucking winged it, to be honest.
Yeah, you have to get at least like 1 or 2 perfects in order to have enough points.
How many points do you need?
6,000 odd.
6,000?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you have to.
I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I just happened to pass it is because obviously I'm focusing on the health, so I'm trying to play as good as I can anyway, and that gives me enough points, but...
Why did I make CJ fat in this? It's very annoying.
I don't think you can climb this normally, by the way. I don't think this has, like, any registration to climb it. I think in vanilla.
Okay. I'll take your word.
It's one of those. Yeah. I think so. I remember getting screwed by this in some playthrough that I've done.
I'm glad that, that Sweet's just happy to chill and wait.
Yeah. Well, he's used to it because a lot of runners get all 100 tags during this in vanilla, right? Because you have the infinite spray can. Well, 30k spray can, so...
Oh, is that what they do in Hundo?
They don't do it in Hundo, like, at high levels. They pick up, like, spray cans at different places and do it in between missions. But if you wanted to get, like, you know, if you're doing, like, a casual playthrough and you want to be slightly efficient, or if you're, like, doing 100% for the first time, some people opt to do all of them during this this mission, because you don't have to worry about spray can ammo.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Just get all 100 and then pass the mission. But I hate doing that because getting 100 tags in a row makes me want to blow my brains out.
Absolutely fair. Although in this, they're all in different places, so you'd have a harder time.
Yeah. It's not so much about having like a harder time. It's just so boring. So boring.
Maybe it would be better in this then, because you'd at least have something new to do. It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, maybe.
Still doesn't sound like my kind of thing, though.
This is an insane route, by the way. I've never seen this before. that was bonkers.
Of course. I mean, I don't know why you would take any other route.
Yeah.
It's weird because I'm never playing for like speed, but when I'm testing things, I get into patterns and then I don't even think about it. So I've built up muscle memory for completely not the right thing.
Yeah. It's always very interesting to see different like play styles, because I'm so used to watching, you know, the same 3 people play at a really high level. It's always interesting to see like casual playthroughs or non-speedrunners have a go at different things.
You mean bad play styles, yeah?
I mean, define bad playstyle, right? You know, this isn't a competition. You're just, you know, showcasing a mod and having a crack at it. So.
Yeah, well, so far so good.
Yeah.
Apart from all of the detours to collect weapons and stuff.
Get us back to the hood, CJ.
The other weird thing as well, I suppose, is that I've seen so many runs of this now, but for some reason I don't ever memorize much of it because I'm watching it from like a developer standpoint of, oh, what is wrong, what can I fix, and I'm never really thinking about the route people are taking unless they need a quicker way to do something.
Honestly, one thing I'll say is unless you're like an incredible like visual learner, which most people aren't, it doesn't help. Like if you watch an entire run and you focus on all the strats, you would not be able to replicate them all just from watching. Like the amount of people that think that because they've watched 1,000 hours of Josh's streams that they've magically become a sick SA runner, and they do a run and it takes them 9 hours to beat the game. Like it's not comparable, you know? Like it's just not the same as doing it. You need to actually do it and drill it and practice a bunch of times. Because a lot of the strats are just made to look easy by people who have done them a million times, but you can't just replicate them based off just watching them.
That's always one of the funny things about marathon runs of these mods, is that often the people in chat haven't seen them before. So they watch it and they get the impression, oh, that doesn't seem hard at all. And it's like, no, it's very hard. It's just that the people playing it really know what they're doing.
Yeah. To the contrary, I suppose there, like sometimes speedruns of mods can be easier than casually because, you know, like you've got strategies that make the missions way easier.
Sure.
But that's like with the big asterisk of, can you execute those strategies? You know?
Yeah.
Like some of the strategies are really easy and they really trivialize things, but some of them are, you know, just as difficult as doing the mission. But then if you can do them, then the mission is trivial.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess it's also not always about making it easy for yourself, is it? It's making it hard or quick for yourself.
Fast, yeah. And sometimes that can be more difficult. Sometimes it can be easier. Yeah. Like a good example is Hardline, right? Like the Hardline speedrun is like 10% of the difficulty of regularly doing it like with no glitches and stuff.
Hang on, we've got an E-Ben cop.
Oh yeah.
Had to be done. Had to be done. Sorry, continue.
You know that the clip of Friends where Joey's pointing at himself on the TV? That's me.
Yeah. We're gonna be adding a ham to your ranks as well soon, so there'll be 3 tester cops to choose from.
Let's go. There's a bunch of like subtle changes in this as well that you maybe wouldn't notice, like the custom cops. There's even like female cops, right, in certain places, like San Fierro, I think.
In LS as well, yeah. There's,
in LS as well.
Yeah, there's sheriffs, like restored cut cops. In fact, I can show you some of them now. Look, he's a new cop. She's a new cop.
Okay. They've got like voices and everything. They're all properly implemented. Like some of the stuff that you'd probably easily notice is things like new cars, right? You see those and you're like, oh, it's not usually in the game. But a new cop model you might not think twice about, so it's cool to showcase it.
Yeah. And the kind of discovered something as well the other day that I can't remember. What's the who's the cop girlfriend that CJ can have?
Barbara, I want to say.
Okay, yeah. So
I always mix those up.
If you give her voice to a cop ped, she has lines I've never heard her say before, which specifically talk about her arresting people and stuff. So it made me wonder whether maybe it was like planned at some point that she would actually be a
cop.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Can you imagine if like CJ commits a crime and then Barbara gets called out to the case and she's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Carl!" Like,
yeah, exactly.
That'd be sick.
It kind of makes me want to code it, to be honest. I don't even know how I would make that stable. But...
Yeah. Also, yeah, speaking of custom vehicles, Hot Wings races.
Oh, of course, chicken buckets.
Yeah.
I forget they're not in vanilla.
Yeah, this mission is atrocious. Again, this is one of these ones that doesn't look too bad when you see people do it, but they're like horrendous input delay.
Yeah.
We're talking like a second, if not more. It's really bad.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how bad this was. Because I haven't played any of these missions deliberately because you asked, but like I haven't played any of these since I last tested them a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine anything before like LV is like completely out of your memory at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But so far so good. At least I'm remembering stuff. I think it obviously helps that I've seen other people do the runs, but still.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different from feeling that input delay.
Yeah, for sure. We have some donations, by the way, while you're on the way back. We have $25 from Fabi1204. They actually donated last night, but I missed it. I apologize. I apologize. Native speaker, by the way. And they say 25 more for the children. Thank you very much, Fabi. I don't know if you're here this morning, but hopefully you'll hear it on the VOD or something. If not, thank you very much. And we also have $7 from Zola, who did the lovely Tightened'reas run earlier, which is also a DinosaurBytes horrendous creation. And said, quirky and snarky comment about the dev playing his own hard mod, haha. There you go. That's the best way to make a snarky comment, is by donating to Save the Children, which we are all here for, raising money. We are at $1,888. Don't let that awesome number sway you from donating. People might boo you for ruining the AAA, but really, they should be cheering you for donating to save kids all around the world, especially before Christmas. So thank you again to everyone who has been here and supported. And also remember that all ad revenue, subs, bits, everything like that from the channel, so any way of supporting via Twitch, will be donated straight to the charity at the end of the event. So tomorrow, after Josh's run, the big finale. Yeah. Also, if you donate $100 or more, if you're an absolute legend, a couple of people already claimed them, you can actually claim a knitted sweater, like a Christmas jumper, like a handmade Christmas jumper, from Save the Children that is all branded and Christmassy and stuff. So, the big whales in the chat, get yourself a Christmas jumper and send a picture to me on Twitter or something of you wearing it and looking sexy. Right, I want to see these strats.
It's less strat and more just like thing I added in so that during testing I didn't want to shoot myself in a video game.
Right. So here, if you haven't seen this before, it's deliberately made so it used to be you can't miss, right? But now you get one bullet of leeway.
Yeah, purely because San Andreas aiming, even with like,
yeah
fixes, is pretty unreliable, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so usually you have like infinite ammo here, but this is deliberately done. So not only are the bottles been moved, but also you only have enough bullets to miss one shot, and it's, you know, quite difficult to hit these shots.
And this, oh no, I went a bit too far.
Oh, so you got an extra pistol there.
Yeah, there's a little secret hidden pistol, but yeah, if you go like a pixel out of range, then it's like just in the fail zone.
Ah, okay. Got you.
So I will have
so
to
he
do it
puts
anyway.
in cheats and then fails the cheats anyway.
Hell yeah.
Everyone point and laugh.
It was purely to show off that fail message, that was all.
Of course.
Any chance I get to bash on GTA 5, I will take it.
Yeah. And also, you've got 18 more mission states, sounds to mission fail sounds to play as well. So you got to fail 20 missions.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget about this. I should really get rid of this call.
Yeah, whatever. Just make it skippable.
Yeah, well, yeah, all that.
That's like the easiest way, right?
The like the cheap fix that I did in I can't remember what the original mission's called. The house robbing rider mission.
Home invasion.
Yeah, you get that tutorial at the end, and the quick fix there was, instead of making it skippable, I just made it, instead of lasting 10,000 milliseconds, it lasts 500 milliseconds instead.
Oh, yeah, so it just starts and ends pretty much right away.
Yep.
Nice.
Why would you put effort into coding anything new when you could just change one number?
Yeah.
I really do dread to think if anyone ever looks at my code, they would be horrified.
It's always the same thing, though, isn't it? Like, it's, you know, like, it looks like a fucking hornet's nest when people look at it.
It didn't respawn because it's been...
Oh.
We'll just do it legit then, fine.
Is it not a mission?
No, it's like a world spawn, it's always there.
It's a world spawn. Oh, so yeah, you gotta wait 6 minutes.
Yep. Oh well, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll have no trouble with this at all.
Yeah. Who's the cheater now? The game has cheated you out of cheating.
Yep. Well, when it comes to San Andreas, you are always going to get beaten by it, whether you're a developer or a player.
Very true. Yeah, so the big thing about this one is not only are the bottles moved, but some of them are on moving targets, which makes them like 10 times more difficult to hit.
Some of them also, I don't know whose idea it was to put it up there.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I've seen that in the hard difficulty ice chat room mod, right?
Oh no.
Did you steal that?
Yeah, I must. Oh, that's it. It's over. It's over.
Ah, yeah, you whiffed 2 shots. GG.
Yeah. What I do is I travel to the future and then take ideas from other mods and then backport them. That's the only way to do it. Oh, hang on. I should have a car here, right? Yeah.
I was thinking about making a video on that, because it's like, before, it was like a couple of times, and I was like, whatever, right? Like, it's like, haha, that's a funny thing, and then continue on with my life. But now it's becoming like almost like a fucking epidemic in the GTA scene.
Crazy. Like,
But
I love the idea.
I think it would be interesting to cover it all.
I love the idea of other people like doing this kind of thing, because it's really fun to see. Like when you see Hardlined, obviously it had its issues, right? But I love the creativity and seeing how other people that aren't me try to change a mission in like really interesting ways. But when it's when the change is like just copy and pasted from this, like I just don't see the point. Why would you put time and effort into doing that? Like just
same with anything, isn't it? It's like why do people steal like thumbnails from other creators? Why do people steal, you know, like video ideas from Mr. Beast, right? Because it's like it's just skipping that concept phase, you know.
But even
it's much easier to implement something that already exists than it is to brainstorm it from scratch and then implement it. Right?
Sure, but in that case they're earning money, right? They're doing it. It's a scam, but they're earning something.
I suppose.
What do you earn out of copying a free GTA mod? I just don't see that.
Like, I guess, like, I don't know. You can argue it for anything. Like, what's the point in doing it? Like, maybe they want the validation of making a quote-unquote good mod, and they think that no one's gonna notice. Like, you know, you can't really, you know, rationalize with this kind of thinking, because obviously to, you know, normal people it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not mad at it. It's just confusing. I just don't get it. Like, I want to see more hardline kind of mods where you don't know what's going to happen next. That's way more interesting.
Yeah.
Right,
I'll let you concentrate for this.
Okay. I almost forgot where I put these. There we go. Okay, I think we might be alright now.
Correct. You need to follow your own advice and crouch.
My advice? Did I say?
Yeah. It says so in the game. There's a text box and a GXT string that says.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotta shoot them while crouching.
I'm a speedrunner now. I don't read.
Yeah, it's probably from vanilla. I don't know. I don't think you added that in.
Yeah, I think it's from vanilla.
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself giving people clear instructions. That would be crazy.
Yeah, true. We have another donation with a good question. Are you ready for it?
Go for it.
We have $10 from Sushi Belts saying, "Is GTA part of the extended Clive and Wrench universe?"
For legal reasons, I have to say no. But off the record, absolutely. There is actually a lot of references in that from these games that no one would notice because the crossover appeal between the two are non-existent.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of Clive and Wrench, you should all go and look at... I'm going to put the link in the chat. You should all go and look at DinosaurBytes' what he does for a full-time, because he's actually a full-time indie developer, and his games are legitimately good. And so you should go and look at them.
It's slightly less poorly coded than my mods, but not by much.
I saw you got back up to mostly positive as well on Steam.
Already?
Because before it was sat on mixed, because like critics were complaining that a one-man indie project was not like a AA quality game.
Yeah, Yeah, well, it's all
Yeah,
very
sick
rough.
helmet.
Yeah, it's added the bionicle mask
Yeah.
because I can. There's quite a few new clothes you probably haven't seen, but nobody would ever see them in a speedrun because why would you put anything other than the quickest item on? Yeah. Or the vanity item, depending on if you're a tester. Oh, this will be interesting. I'm doing this in the order that I think I remember seeing Josh and Ham do it.
Yeah, good enough.
Not sure whether it's the right order, but I mean, we're not gonna. It's not like I'm gonna get out of LS.
Yeah.
Even if I was good, I wouldn't get out of LS in that time.
Yeah, I think a good LS time is like 1:30, something like that.
Yeah.
1:20 maybe, I don't know.
Basically, I'm gonna do every mission except car dancing. Save that till last.
Yeah.
Oh no, we ran out of time. I can't do it now.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, I guess you do have quite a lot of options, to be fair, because you unlock you unlock Rider's Chain pretty early.
I suppose it's
so you
also.
probably just chill with those.
I'm also thinking I'll do the. I'll try the skip on Life's a Beach.
Oh yeah.
Only having done it once just to test that it works. I have no idea where I'm supposed to stand other than the one time I've done it, so we'll see.
I won't tell you where, I'll just tell you if you did it wrong or not.
Yeah, okay, good. Because that
and
way,
only after the fact.
That way you get to laugh at me, that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah.
And NL Speed, yeah, I'm definitely going to beat the game in the next half an hour, easily.
Yeah. Yeah, as for a time limit on this, by the way, I put an hour just as like a ballpark. It's essentially until the next runner is ready, because Alola has some IRL stuff to do in the next hour or so. So the agreement was that Rob would just play the game until the next one is ready.
Yeah,
so
much.
Nice to have the sort of very arbitrary estimate, but it'll be about an hour or so.
Yeah, like, are there any runs other than this quote-unquote run that would be actually flexible like that? I guess not.
Yeah, not really. No.
Also...
They're usually the opposite. It's like they could an hour on go an hour over.
I forgot that my house was so low.
I hate this fucking game. I absolutely fucking hate it.
He's right, you know. This game sucks, and I blame the game, and not my lack of looking at my health before attempting to go near a go with the gun.
No, I'm pretty sure the game bugged out and just like gave you 1 HP at some point. I'm pretty sure.
That makes sense. And I think that's a Rockstar bug as well, not a me bug, just to be clear.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. How do you tune difficulty for these missions? Do you go with I have to beat it myself, or do you have like, yeah, I think they'll beat it? We covered this earlier, didn't we? Let's turn this into like a fucking Q&A dev session.
Yeah. I guess I go with if I can beat this once and I know it's consistent, then that's probably about the right level. Because I know I'm not the best player, but if it's consistent and I can beat it at least once, it's fine.
And then you send it to me, and where I prove it actually isn't consistent due to things that you haven't thought about.
Yeah. And then I don't change it anyway.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, I think LS is pretty consistent now. Like, people do speedruns and don't really reset to anything but skill checks anymore. So I think that's.
I think the one that always gets me every single time I see Tightened'reas is the Sayonara Salvatore text bug.
Oh yeah, the dot.
Because,
the
because it actually affects players.
That's
because
true.
It's like mandatory information. So I think you should just, I don't know, fucking add a text box or something instead. Don't do it for your GXT. Like, if I think what you said, right, was like the GXT just, you know, there's no bug there. It just happens, and there's no rhyme or reason why.
Well, I think it's because I changed the way the maths work, and I didn't bother or didn't think to, and then haven't since bothered to like make it add the 0 before the 1.
Yeah. Just fix it, bro.
Yeah, I really should, I suppose.
Yeah, you should.
Just one of those things.
Because it'd be
where
different if it was like some random like cosmetic thing that nobody cares about. But that's like if you boot up a mission, that's like the mandatory bit of information that you have as a player, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it's not wrong. It's just like useless because it's not a time code at all.
Yeah. Well, it is a time code if you imagine the 0 is there. I don't know why.
Sure, but you know nobody reads 09:1 and deciphers that it's you know.
I don't know why I have to do
mean.
all of the heavy lifting here. It's not like it's my mod.
Yeah. That's good. Keep that. That is like spoken like a true mod developer. That is.
Oh,
Like,
that's...
oh, what do you mean I have to fix bugs? Like, fucking hell.
Well, there's a mission fail.
You get nothing. You
Two fair,
lose.
this mission's impossible.
Good day, sir.
Whoever coded
Give her
this,
one RPG.
whoever coded this and allowed police roadblocks to spawn on this bridge should be
Yeah.
fired.
True. A separate dev gameplay and Q&A session could be a stretch goal. The only thing is with that is that we're running out of IRL time. Like I'm already doing like 14-hour days, and I'm staying up until like stupid o'clock in the morning, and then waking up first thing to immediately start preparing for the next day. So yeah, like I would be down, but I need to sleep at some point, you know.
I mean, yeah, I would. I guess I would be down as well. We'll just have to schedule it, but
Yeah.
although I can't imagine how much, how long I could be at all interesting for when it comes to that.
Well, that's what the Q&A session's for, right? You don't have to provide commentary. You just answer questions.
I guess so, yeah.
Everyone does all the work for you, and you just answer. Yeah.
So much insightful information, I'm sure. Why did you do this?
I will say it's
Yeah.
like we'll say it's like liberating as well that now I've actually talked about and revealed what my mod project is going to be about. I can actually talk about it without like using extremely vague terms. Obviously you knew about it way before, but is it what you mentioned before about like the whole millisecond value changing stuff, and it popped into my head about making Frosted Winter's cutscenes properly skippable, and how annoying of a fucking project that's going to be. Because I don't know if you've seen how they've coded it, but it's literally just play line, wait 5,000 milliseconds, play line, wait 5,000 milliseconds. So it's like a fixed time, which is whatever.
Yeah.
But then the problem is that the way that the skipping is done is like if player is holding enter and it's not in a current wait, you know, command, then skip. So if they're playing a line, you have to hold enter, and then when the next line plays, it skips on that next line because it's not waiting anymore.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's horrible.
It's not as simple as just changing it. It's rewriting that whole every cutscene. It's rewriting the whole thing basically.
Yeah. But what's really nice,
I don't know how it's done in vanilla, but there must be some kind of code we can take from that. But you know.
I think you would just like add an extra thread in that like allows like checks for input every time. I guess it's so much easier in San Andreas because they actually have like a specific opcode that says like from this point the player can press a button, and then they have an end point where the player can no longer skip, and you can just you add in 2 lines, and then it doesn't matter what happens in between them.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's like we could always keep in the old system, so then if players are familiar with the old system, they can still use it, but just add the new one on top. That it's just at any point during this block of code, if you press sprint, skip to this part of the thread.
Yeah, you just have a loop. It's not as difficult as it sounds. I think it would be fine.
Because my first thing was we'd have to rewrite and remove the old part, but I guess we don't.
No, you can just.
There's no need to do that.
No, you could just add an extra check. Although
I guess
the
technically speaking, it would be more proper to remove the old shit code, but at the same time, it's going to take like 10 times the amount of dev time. And if I keep doing these kind of ideal fixes, then it's never going to get released. You know, I'm going to burn out eventually and stop caring.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like the way I tend to work is if it's not bad code, like it can be bad code, but if it's not game breaking or like dangerous code, quote unquote, then I just leave it as is and work around it. Because there's a lot of Rockstar stuff that's like that as well. Whereas like you could
it's just poorly coded stuff by like interns and shit.
You could refactor it and you could make it way better, but like ultimately nobody's going to notice except from people who look at your code. And who the hell's going to like, why would you care?
Yeah, very true.
If you were doing it from
It's
scratch,
funny as well. I don't know if you saw on the trailer, I got like several comments about people saying like just, oh, English Ben's just slapped silent patch and widescreen fix onto this thing and called it a day. Like what a shit low tier project.
Yeah.
And I like, not that I usually take offense from it, but it's like, dude, last week I spent hours going through every single mission and rewriting the way that models and stuff are loaded, because Frosted Winter in like 70% of the missions doesn't load models properly.
Yeah.
And that's why the game crashes so often, because it'll try and load a model that isn't called in the code.
Yeah.
So I have to check every single model that's used in the mission, call them and release them at correct times. But on the surface, there's no change there. Like, you boot up the mission and it looks exactly the same. You know, you look on the trailer, all the missions look identical. But that is hours of dev work to make the game more stable and fix it.
I'm so glad you understand this now.
Right?
How much
but
of a
then
pain in the arse
nobody
it all
fucking
is.
says anything, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ben put no effort in." Bullshit. I
Great.
put more effort in than I probably should have done. I could have left it if I wanted to.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there are so many times where that is going to be the case. Like, if you do your job well, nobody notices. Like, there's just a thing.
Yeah. But the second you make one mistake,
Yep. Flamed.
yeah.
Flamed shit dev. I guess that I can sort of see, like, with the trailer, I guess I can sort of see, like, because you didn't massively highlight how many mission script changes there were, people, like, make an assumption, but I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe I could have communicated better, but at the same time, the point of a trailer is to be like, bam, these are all like the obvious sick changes that people are going to be like, oh my god, like, oh yes, proper widescreen, like the game fucking runs correctly. Oh, they fixed all the English, you know, they fixed the bugs, like and they've added all this quality of life stuff. Like, that's what you want to see. Like, the trailer wouldn't be nearly as hype if it was like, oh, and here are all the intricate things that I fixed and nobody else really cares about unless you're a developer, you know?
You should have just posted a bunch of screenshots of, like, Sunny Builder before and after. People would have loved it.
All like the changes, yeah. Just one of those things. But it is what it is.
Who doesn't love refactored code? It's great.
Yeah.
Actually, I imagine there probably would be an audience for that, to be fair, but it wouldn't be your average GTA fan, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen Gareth Murphin's video where he goes through the REVC code and looks at the code that he wrote and how it was rewritten, and he's like blown away by like how people have rewritten such old code 20 years later, but with like new methodologies and stuff. But you know, it's rare that you see people like that.
Yeah.
Like he's a rockstar developer, you know. He's not the normal target audience for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's rare that you bump into someone who actually wrote code for Vice City and is interested to see how it looks nowadays.
Yeah, like that video was fascinating to me, but I could absolutely see how most people would be like, why did you watch an hour of somebody staring at like C code?
Yeah.
Christ. Also, I know that I'm just hard stuck on this now because I keep trying to do the stupid skip thing and failing it.
The skip is way harder than it looks in this because you can't shoot while moving on a bicycle or a unicycle or anything.
Yeah. So
you have to line up perfectly and you only get one shot. Whereas in vanilla, you can recorrect your position based on where Freddy is. You can't do that in this.
Also,
so it's way harder.
Whoever did the handling for this unicycle is awful. I don't know who that would be. But whoever.
Dude, the tandem is so much worse. If you're gonna fix anything, fix the tandem. I don't know if you even can, but you know what I mean. Like when you get on the tandem and see there's like a little little speed of pedaling.
Yeah.
Like before you actually start pedaling, it propels you like fucking 3 feet forward, and it can get you killed.
So this is a San Andreas like weird thing. When you get on a bike, it gives you a boost of speed, and it's like it's to make up for the fact that they coded bikes kind of badly. So that without that little boost, you have to like mash W for ages before the bike starts moving.
Yeah.
So like their fix is, just give everyone a boost.
Add fake momentum.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not really any way around that without like taking it away from every other bike.
But I mean, like, what is it with the tandem that makes it so amplified?
I think because the wheelbase is so long.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because that's the weird thing. Like, you can have two cars that have the same handling string. So like the engine sees it as the exact same thing, but if the wheelbase of the car is different, it's like a completely different handling vehicle. It sounds totally different. It's weird. Right, okay, so without doing or having done this once, let's see how this...
I'm curious on the technique here. This is going to be...
It'll
All right,
be...
great start.
Great start? What do you mean?
Oh, you add a fixed spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see you. He's 10 steps ahead.
For a second,
you do that, you've already failed.
You have me worried, but yeah, no.
No.
I think the other thing as well is I deleted. I recently reset up my like set file, so I don't actually know what the recruit buttons are anymore. Okay, there we go.
They should be default, no? Which is just G and H.
They should be.
Yeah. Do you rebind the recruit commands?
I have in the past because, like, testing things, it just makes it easier to have them on different buttons.
Yeah.
Okay. How hard could this be, right?
Yeah, it's easy. Okay, so far so good.
So you messed it up already.
Yeah.
There is also no way I'm going to get past that dance, because that's another one that's like 6,000 points.
So the strat for it, what I do, is when he starts getting in, I just hold A and H and nothing else. Because if you hold W and start like flicking your mouse, it doesn't like disband at the right time.
Oh,
so as soon as he grabs onto the door handle, just hold A and H and don't touch your camera or your mouse or anything. But then once you hear the line of like, all right, homie, I'll see you later, then he's locked in, the man.
Okay.
And you can reposition and stuff. There you go. There's some speedrun coaching midway through.
I'm sure I'll get it. Now that you've explained that, it'll be easy, right?
Yeah. This is like the perfect coaching. Watch you fail, tell you how to correct that one thing, but then don't expand on anything else until you fail again. And then I'll tell you what you could have done better that time, how you fix that problem. And it'll, like, 10 fails later, you'll know all the different things that you need to do.
So this is no longer dev versus mod. This is Ben coaches Rob on how to play his own mod.
Yes.
Cool. Works for me.
Well, you're never gonna become a an incredible speedrunner unless you learn these things, right? The strat's like 10 years old. Keep up with the program.
That is one thing that I realised in testing, though, is that by getting in the car, it makes him run. There's a thing.
Yeah. You picked a hell of a place to make them spawn. They get like stuck all the time.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted them in a place that was like, hello, that wasn't too obvious.
Yeah.
Like casual players wouldn't see them and know that it's deliberate.
Yeah.
But also like close enough.
This guy's not getting in.
Okay, we'll try the other guy then.
Press G to make him. It's like make him follow you again. Like sometimes they're in like standby mode or whatever. You need to get them to follow you.
Okay, right.
And
So
then
just
they'll
A
start,
and
like,
H,
obeying
right?
your commands. Yeah, just A and H the second he's now. Yeah.
Like here.
There you go. He's locked in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try with the other guy. This is why we have two guys, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
This is actually.
I love he was in the whole time, and then the second he got out of the car,
yeah.
Then you killed him.
Yeah.
Like, the only time that you should not be shooting him.
Yeah.
You know about the like the secondary bit. Like once he gets out, if you wait, he gets out and gets in, and then he stays in forever. So you've got all the time in the world.
Oh, so this I literally don't have to do anything.
You literally don't have to do anything.
Oh.
Just hold A and H.
Okay.
Get him to follow you again.
Yeah.
Hold A and H.
Okay.
And now you can, now you can go. And now just wait. No, you didn't do it right. He shouldn't get out instantly. Go again. Just careful with your gun at the party. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Without the gun in my hand, just in case.
Smart. I don't know if aiming the gun near the party fails you, but it does if you aim at somebody. So.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. How is that not
Yeah,
right?
that was good. And he's getting out again.
You're just walking away.
I know, you're mistiming it.
Yeah, I must
I don't
be,
know
right?
how, because I don't know when you're pressing the key.
Alright, I'm going to give it one more go, and then we're just going to go and do Big Smoke's mission.
Alright. Yeah, like the second he puts his hand on the door handle, like begins the animation, just hold H.
Okay.
There you go, you got it. Now wait. And he'll get out and then get back in the driver's side.
Okay.
And now you've got infinite time.
Cool.
And just make sure you don't aim at anyone by mistake. There you go.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Easy.
It's easy, right?
It is actually pretty... Well, I mean, I guess you want to do it when they're on the passenger side because it's quicker, right?
Yes, but that requires practice.
Yeah.
You don't need practice to do it this way. No. And it's still quicker than dancing.
Nice.
There you go. That's the ultimate highlight of this run. I coached you to a
Yeah.
to a strat.
Literally easiest strat of my life. No problems.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, you have to take this different route, because if you take the normal route, you can do this strat, but I don't remember what happens, but you like spawn in enemies, right, that come and kill you for doing it.
Yeah,
basically.
like you kill Grove Street, and more Grove Street family people turn up with
Yeah, I come to get
AKs.
revenge on you.
Yeah. And thankfully, I also made this van quicker so that you can actually like keep pace with the cops.
Yeah. But the only problem with that is that the physics are like fucked with the all the stuff in the back, because it adds like a ton of weight distribution that you're not used to. So you can like roll this van super easily with this new speed.
How much am I paying? I think with all of the free ad content I've got for his YouTube channel, I think we're pretty square.
Yeah, to be fair. literally made like fucking £10 million from using his content.
Yeah, modders aren't allowed to make money off their mods, but people playing them are.
Damn right.
It's just how it
I
works.
think, hot take for you, right? And I'm interested in what you think about this. I think paid mod experiences is absolutely fine. If you charged me a tenner to play Titan, I'd pay it. No problem. Like one-time purchase, like a game, I have no issue with it. Obviously, I know like the legalities, because it's not technically, you know, your property and stuff. Like, but if there was a way to like, you know, have a deal with Rockstar, and you get a tenner and Rockstar gets 5 out of my £15 purchase, and they're fine with it, I would be absolutely fine with it, as long as you can do like a test, so you can make sure that it like functions and stuff. You know, like the same as like a AAA game, right? Like I would be able to refund it if it doesn't work. Like if I fucking pay 20 quid for the challenge and it doesn't help, it doesn't boot, and the fucking mod developer refuses to help me, then I'm refunding that shit. You know, I'm not getting scammed.
In theory, I agree with you. I think the problem is like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that with these mods, because I use things like Silent Patch and cars made by other people. Like it's all credited, but it's not all my work. So I wouldn't feel comfortable, like even though the bulk of it is my work, I wouldn't feel comfortable charging people for it purely because of that.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Exactly the same way that it works in like studios, you would have to pay for a license for Silent Patch. So then Silent is benefited by people, you know, able to use it like for a commercial license for Silent Patch.
I mean,
you know, it's free to use, but if you want to use it in a mod, you're going to buy a license. It's the same as if you like buy a license for Adobe and then make something and make money out of it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, I don't know how you would police that, but like theoretically,
it's in an ideal hypothetical utopian universe.
Then
you know?
then
like,
yeah,
obviously it wouldn't work. But...
I agree with you if in concept that makes sense.
Yeah.
This guy's an arsehole. Why is he so quick?
Because I think it would also allow people to create better quality products overall as well. Because I think if people knew that they would, one, have to invest money into their product, like to get like Silent Patch and stuff to work, they would put more effort in than just releasing slop, because nobody's going to buy it if it's got a shit reputation.
True.
And also, the whole excuse of, oh, it's free, so therefore it's allowed to be shit, would just be out the window.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can release a mod free, but if you want to make like a sustainable income from it, then you've got to put effort in. You know, people aren't going to buy it. It's the same as like indie developer, right? Like you've got to put effort in. You can't just release slop, because then you're your like gaming studio or your name just gets ran through the dirt and nobody buys your games anymore.
This is gonna be funny.
Oh yeah, this will be good.
Because I'm gonna do I do it like intended quote unquote strats, or do I try the stupid jump on the roof? I'll try the strat. It'll be funny when it fails.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
And also, as Warren says, yeah, I'm a terrible shot, of course.
So, the only reason your aiming was fine there, but the cardinal sin of San Andreas,
Holding down the shoot button.
Hold down the shoot button. The recoil just makes you miss. If you shoot more than 5 bullets at a time, stop.
Yeah.
You need to pick your shots in SA. Because, yeah, the recoil just makes you shoot like a circle around everyone.
I know you're right, and I know that, like, is
Yeah.
correct, but I still do it anyway because...
That's like one of those things that when you watch somebody who isn't a speedrunner do that, you're like, okay, yeah. Like,
okay,
you know,
we
it
failed
clicks
already.
in your head. Because, like, speedrunners just know to not do that because it just doesn't work. Yeah, this is unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait at Smoke's house.
Yeah.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Where to, Small?
That's actually a manipulation. It won't come into play until Venturas, but you have to fail it once to...
It's what's it called? Like scaling difficulty.
Right, exactly.
Like RE4 has it. You know, you keep dying to the same thing a couple of times, and it makes it easier.
Yep, exactly. It's kind of like you know, killing Ryder in the first time that you do his mission.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
a bigger, more important version of that.
Exactly.
Follow that train.
Right, I think the problem here is I can't remember what the actual route is because I need to be close enough to the train for
Yeah.
it not to fail.
Yeah, if you go quick enough, you can actually outrun the train and fail the mission, which is so stupid. But I understand why it's the way it is, because it's way easier to code like a radius check than it is to make sure that you're behind relative to the train. Right?
Oh, brilliant. Okay, going
Good.
back to Smoke's house. At least there's something you rarely get to see in an actual run as well, is that those guys do actually have grenades.
All we had to do
Yeah.
was follow the damn train, CJ.
Yeah, taking advantage of the fact that they're explosive proof,
You lose. Good
which is
day, sir.
so weird. They are in vanilla as well. It's not a mod thing. I don't know why they're explosive proof. Like, my only thing that I thought of is that whoever coded the mission made them explosive proof so they didn't take damage from the car explosion, you know, like the set piece.
I'm
the cars
pretty
on the
sure
tracks.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think they're far enough away that I don't think they would anyway.
I think it depends though on like FPS might affect like where they are in relation to the explosion.
Maybe, but this was all coded for console. Like, there's no way they changed it based on PC. You know?
Oh,
Like,
is it
this was
different on
coded for
PC?
PS2.
Is it different on PS2? They aren't explosion proof on PS2.
No. What I mean is, like, when this mission was written, it was written for the PS2 version, right?
Oh, I see
There
what
is
you're saying. Okay.
0% chance that someone came in and was like, "Oh, the PC version is going to be running at different frame rates. We need to modify the script for the PC version." Like, there's no way. It was copy and pasted over. You can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, no, fair.
Because there are so many things that, you know, change with variable frame rates that are not fixed. That, you know, there's no way anyone's gone and actually tried to fix any of them.
Well, I think I'm too slow here.
You might be okay, I think.
Oh, except I don't have any ammo. I'm too
Yeah,
slow
that's
anyway.
also a
I'm
problem.
too slow anyway, but I don't have any ammo. I'm just gonna try and do it the legit way then.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
I could never do this the legit way. I tried like 10 times and was like, fuck
could-
it. I need to
re-
find the strat.
I remember you asking, you demanding I send a video of me doing it. So
Yeah,
you know,
I'm still convinced that it was like photoshopped or something.
I'm like, see, I can do it. I wouldn't have said it out otherwise. And then of course you brought up the shootist and
Yeah. Liar.
yeah, known to be serial liar.
Yeah.
When you asked me earlier which mission I would get stuck on, I did forget this one existed.
Yeah.
Too small. Unity Station.
Thankfully, we've got a bunch of other options, so if I fail it again, I'll just do something else. Also, who added rain to this mission? It's so unnecessary.
Right?
I'm so sick of rain, and I'm so sick of tunnels and cops. I don't know why. What a lazy way to update the game.
True. True and real.
Follow that train.
Right, let's see if I can I can prove myself correct.
Pop these fools. Roll up on him, CJ, so I can get a shot.
Kind of wish there was a way to, and I did look into it, a way to make it so that you didn't have to like hold or like tap sprint or tap forward to pedal on a bike. Doesn't
Well, there
seem-
must be a way. They did it in mobile.
Yeah,
The-
that's true. Yeah.
But I imagine mobile isn't as simple as like adding an opcode that you can just steal, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, even if they did, you can't use it, and it's more likely that they added a function from like Unreal Engine or something that wouldn't transfer into GTA script anyway. So
Yeah, the way they redid the controls in that is like totally different. Like that's why
Yeah.
you get all those annoying things like automatic landing gear anytime that you're close to the
Yeah,
ground
yeah.
and all that crap.
yeah,
Like I get it for mobile, but it's awful.
yeah. The only thing I could think of is like some kind of hacky solution, you know, like manually kind of coding it yourself. Like,
Yeah, I guess
if-
so.
if player on bike and holding W like execute this, you know, sprint animation or whatever it's called, you know, like make CJ sprint, and just have that like a continuous loop somewhere.
See, there you go. Easy.
Wow, amazing.
Easy. Wasn't
Frames
worried.
away from failing.
Was not worried
did.
at all.
Was it always
Absolutely.
Like this? Was what always like this?
Oh, these
Bro, it's
whiny
actually cracked.
speedrunners.
Always fucked up
Yeah.
around here. Or is it because of the drugs? What you think, man? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Yo, hey, don't ask me.
As I remember saying as well, like my biggest issue with this is like, and you can see it in the chat now, is like, oh, and that was with a mistake in the middle, right? So it's like, oh,
It must be
like
consistent.
DinosaurBytes
right?
made a mistake and still did it, so therefore it's like, you know, even easier than DinosaurBytes is making out to be. But you have to trust me, that is not how this mission works, okay? Like, this mission is so fucking weirdly coded that mistake that he made may well have made the mission easier. There's no way to prove it without like looking at real-time code.
I can't believe that your
Like-
argument for this is trust me, bro. I know what you're
Dude,
saying.
you have to believe me. You've seen the code for this mission.
You are
Like, you
right,
know.
but it's still kind of, it was just funny hearing it.
Yeah, I know, but
Trust me, bro,
there's no
I
other
know.
way to say it. Like, I'm not gonna start like looking at the script now real time and tell you why, but I know for a fact that like your relative position to the train makes the train artificially speed up and slow down. So if you play well, the train speeds up way more and makes it more difficult for you.
How
Like,
I
it's not as simple as the train is on a fixed path at a fixed speed. And if you are good, you'll be able to get nice and close to it all the time. And if you're bad, you won't. It's
Yeah.
not how that works. It should be how it works, but it's not.
I would have to look at my code, but I believe because in most of the missions where there's like a scripted chase like that, I've made it so that the speed is always fixed regardless of what you do. But I would have to check to make sure I did it on that before I said you
Yeah.
were wrong there. I don't know. Either way though, did it, wasn't even worried. So
Wasn't even close.
and I made a mistake in the middle. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole thing about the sniping the train driver as well. That would be a great strat if it was how it worked, but it's not.
Yeah.
If you snipe the train driver and then you step like 1 pixel too close, the train just starts moving again anyway, even with no driver.
Yep.
Like it's so scripted.
It's the same with in this Lost Sepulchros where Kane's on the bike. You can kill
Yeah.
Kane but not kill his bike, and the bike just carries on the path.
Yeah,
Is this-
yeah. It's Like all of these strategies would make perfect sense if the mission was coded properly, but it isn't. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
they're like mute points basically.
that is kind of GTA in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It would be fine if it was coded properly, but it really isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what do we do next? Would
After
it
the
be...
wrong side of the tracks, just business, mate.
Oh, there is no way I'm getting through that with this these weapons. Okay.
You're way off en route anyway, so it doesn't.
Oh,
matter.
am I? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the next sweet mission? Maybe we'll go and see.
Yeah, wrong side of the tracks. You do have to burn and desire.
Oh.
Next sweet mission is Sweet's Girl, I think, unless you did that.
No, we haven't done that yet.
Okay, then yeah.
Oh, so am I supposed to have? I'm supposed to have done Loken Crash and stuff, right?
Before wrong side of the tracks, yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, did we fail drive-by? Oh yeah, because the cops.
Oh yeah, you failed drive-by and never continued.
Got distracted. We were.
It was drive-by, Sweet's Girl, dancing minigame,
Right.
lowrider race, Mad Dog's Rhymes.
I see. It's by this point in a run that somebody's usually found something, and I'm like half watching and half looking over my code and trying to figure out what went wrong.
Yeah, or like making notes or something.
Oh man, you should see my note sheet is so long. There's just so much stuff in there.
I mean, I did the same, right? Like when I started working on the Frosted Winter remastered project, I just wrote a big fuck off readme, and I watched both my speedrun and my first playthrough of the mod, start to finish. And every time I noticed something, I just wrote it down.
Yeah, that
but then
makes
it
sense.
became like a disgustingly long list of just garbage, and I was like, dude, I can't work with this.
Yeah.
So, but I formatted it into like a readme of like mission specific stuff and like general fixes, and then like use like strikeout with markdown to note what I'd done.
It's kind of
And then I
crazy
think-
how quickly that stuff adds up.
Yeah, it was like 150 notes, and I was like, okay, fuck this. It looks awful. I can't work with this. I wasn't expecting it to be that many, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, while I'm here, I might as well write this down, you know. But then yeah, and then I think it was Style who said like using GitHub issues, like raise an individual issue for each thing, which makes way more sense on like a collaboration project. But for you, it doesn't make a ton of sense to.
Yeah.
You might as well keep it all local if it's a one-man team deal.
Yeah. It just means that, like, every time I have to add a note, I'm also checking to make sure I haven't already added that note at some point and just haven't got around to it.
Yeah.
Because that happens quite often, where an issue comes up and then I go, oh, I don't think I've seen that before, and then Control F and then go, oh no, I saw that a month ago and forgot about it.
Yeah.
But it's also a priority thing, you know. There might be an issue that's been there for a year, but it's not as big of an issue as, oh, this can soft lock or whatever.
That was my big thing with the remastered project, right? It was like get the big 95% stuff done, and then work on so you've got like a working product, and then you can work on the minor stuff later on.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing with this as well. Like, people think because I've finished End of the Line now, oh, the mod must be nearly done. But that's just not true. Like, it's nowhere near there. Oh, is there stuttering?
Maybe. I'm just watching on OBS, so.
Okay, hang on.
Looks fine for me.
I can try. I'm just gonna close down that antivirus thing. Okay.
Right, uses antivirus.
Well, it's like the Windows malware thing was going on in the background. Hopefully that's.
In the meantime, we have $5 from Niliqui, and they just say nice. Nice. Thank you, Niliqui. Puts us over $1,900. So we're less than $100 away from 2,000. We're gonna hit that today. I trust you all. I can always quickly refresh the feed on my end as well. It could be on mine. You never know with OBS.
I mean, it seems fine on my end. I'm getting consistent frame rate.
I just refreshed it now. We'll see if that's any better. I should just remove that milestone thing as well, because it broke so fast because we hit so many goals so quickly.
I can think of worse problems to have.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't too bothered about it.
Also, this mission, not a problem at all. Don't know why people would ever struggle with that.
Absolutely.
We gotta bring the families back together. Don't worry, girl. I don't drive as bad as CJ.
I almost forgot as well. I was gonna put that mirrored mode out as an incentive, but forgot about it. Too late now.
You're struggling enough as it is.
Struggling? I don't know what you're talking about. Showcasing interesting ways to fail a mission, maybe.
Big love.
I'm gonna go and get armor. I'm actually not sure how many how many fails there have been. Great.
Impossible trick.
Actually is. Even more impossible when you want to do the lamppost thing at the end to stop you taking full damage.
Yeah. Someone asked as well before we started doing tech support stuff. Are you remastering the whole radio as well? A couple of people have asked me that actually.
Yeah. There's like, I think San Andreas has about 150 songs like by default.
Yeah.
And this has now got 290 and counting. As well as like there's some of the censorship I've removed as well. Assuming they're talking to me and not you with Frosted Winter.
I mean, if they were talking to Frosted Winter Remastered, it's kind of a weird one because I don't think it needs remastering. Like it's already got added radio in, and it sounds fine. Like there's plenty of more bigger issues that need fixing than the radio. But I do plan to rewrite the whole sound system because the sound system is bad. Like it's like a batch file that sits inside the directory that like compiles a bunch of different things. Like I don't even know how it works. Like I've kind of broken it down a little bit and had a look inside the files, but it looks like really old proprietary stuff, and I don't understand why it's used apart from just lol, it's old.
Yeah, it's like properly old before we had proper tools. It was just like a batch file that like ancient technology that nobody's used for 10 years.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's literally just a file called sounds.bat, and when you look into it, it just like literally just copies files and then uses like a thing called AUDIMP, which is like I assume some kind of like sound mixing or sound compiling software or something.
Yeah.
And then just deletes a bunch of files afterwards. So it's just like real time replacing files.
In reality,
there's no need to do that.
I would say like we'd just supply like all of the changed audio files. I assume that stuff was done because back when Frosted Winter first released, like download sizes were more of an issue. But I don't think I don't think anyone cares about downloading GTA 3's audio these days. Like it's not a huge file.
Yeah.
You'd certainly get.
And also, I think as well, I don't know if whatever the programs are that people use today to edit the like sound effects, like, you know, it's like one file, right, of all the different sounds for like the gun sounds and explosion sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was any way to modify that back in like 2010 when this thing was being made.
Possibly not, yeah.
So, you know, like a lot of the tools that we have nowadays where now we can just open it up and just rip sounds out and replace them and then supply that new file. That probably didn't exist before, so this is like a quite smart solution to do it on game launch, like automate it. But yeah, there's no need to do that anymore. So I plan to rip that whole thing out, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet because it's more likely that that batch file isn't as simple as just wiping it. It might be, you know, calling different things that are needed to launch the game and stuff. Like I need to actually test it.
But once you've run it once, it's like the files are done, correct?
In theory, yeah. From what I've seen from the batch file, yeah. Like it copies files over from somewhere and then deletes the old ones, and that's it. So yeah, in theory, once you've done it, and then you can just wipe all the files and just supply the new ones, like whatever we do at the end of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just supply the new ones and then problem solved.
Basically,
but I want to test that before I consider it done. You know,
when you release a GTA mod, my suggestion would be make the install as easy as possible, because like you know, even with my stuff, it's literally copy and paste, and yet I get tech questions basically daily, like, oh, this doesn't work, I don't understand, and 9 times out of 10 it's because somebody's not read anything, extracted the zip file, and then gone, it doesn't work, because they didn't put it over game files or whatever.
Or like you tend them to ask them to screenshot their directory in it. They've got like a fucking Vice City Hot Coffee Edition mod on top and stuff like that. Yeah. You're gonna need to deal with this woman real quick.
The amount of people that that have said to me over the years, like, oh, I installed like Tightened'reas, and then I installed Silent Patch, and then I installed Sky GFX, and now it doesn't work. And it's like, because it comes with those, and you're now loading them twice. Look, it's you.
It's me. Yeah, it's like, I didn't follow the instructions, and now I don't have the outcome I desire. What is the problem? You see, the problem is that you didn't follow the instructions.
Yeah, I wish it was as easy as make an auto setup file, but that also isn't foolproof.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Actually, funnily enough, like the original Frosted Winter had an auto setup, but it's like very proprietary and doesn't take into effect like, you know, file systems and stuff. So it just installs it in like an old Windows place that doesn't exist anymore, and it doesn't work. So like it's not future proof at all.
Yeah, and you could write your own, but then you'd also have to be accounting for like different versions of Windows. Also, folder permissions is often an issue.
Yeah, permissions. Yeah,
it's all a pain. Also, I failed that mission because I didn't even realize I'd woken his wife up. Which is...
I was wondering how long you would leave her just chilling.
Yeah, well, I haven't got because I've done it in the wrong order. I haven't got the silence pistol, which is like the backup. So I guess I'll go and do those missions.
I just got a message. Alola is back, by the way, so she's gonna start up her stream and stuff, and then
kick me off.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan. Then I can stop showing you up and go back to regular scheduled programming.
Exactly. Yeah. So need a bit of time, so you still got a few more minutes.
Sure.
Do like one more mission. So you've got Mad Dog's Rhymes next. Let's do that, and then fail it, and then we'll call it there.
Fail it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mission's hard.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's actually quite interesting sometimes. Like, I know that obviously you're speedrunning the game, so it's different, but it's interesting that sometimes the missions I think I've made much harder, you breeze through, and then the missions where I think, oh, that's only a subtle change, are actually the ones that you struggle with.
Yeah.
That happens more often than I imagine.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is to do with, like, complacency, right? If it's like an entirely rewritten mission, I'm like, oh shit, I need to concentrate, because like everything's so different, right? I need to jump in blind and see what's going on. Whereas if there's like a subtle change, I might not even notice it, and I assume that things are normal, and then I get fucking slammed for thinking that, you know?
That's why I think having a healthy mix of like completely rewritten missions as well as like tweaks is almost better, because it means that you're always on your toes, and like you can fall into that trap on one mission and then forget about it the next, and then fall into it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, like, if I actually rewrote every single mission from scratch, it would never be done.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Not remastering radio host lines, but adding new lines that introduce added songs. If that makes any sense.
What do you think about doing a community dub for Frosted Winter Remaster instead of like AIing it?
Community dub. So like everyone in Liberty City is from a completely different nationality from one another. That'd be great.
Well, more like, you know, the major characters will have people like putting on voices, you know, so it sounds like authentic.
How many people?
Obviously, like no, you get the idea, right? Like, you know, obviously nobody is gonna do like a perfect Salvatore impression or whatever, but, or like a perfect Joey impression. But it would, I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be better and more cool than just AI, because AI does an okay job, but it's kind of difficult to get them to, you know,
emote,
do what you want.
Yeah, and that would be kind of funny. Although I don't know how many people are going to be able to do convincing Italian American accents, but then maybe that's part of the charm.
That's why I'm thinking it would just be, you know, just doing voices. You know, just like being a bit silly.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun thing to do, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought about it anyway, because, you know, I don't really have much experience with getting AI to do what I want to do, and
I mean, I can run you through.
It kind of sounds like a ball ache.
I can run you through it, because you can do like voice to voice, which is usually like the better way of doing it, because you can get like actual emotional range out of characters. But I don't even know if I can get up here.
I was gonna say, how the fuck do you get up there?
I know I've done it before. Maybe you have to run across these.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Just made the
Yeah, you got to gotta do voice to voice, otherwise you get things like Capiche from Sindako Chronicles.
Which I still don't really understand, because you just run the line again and spell the word wrong. Like, that's usually how I get through it.
Yeah, you just do it like phonetically, right?
Yeah.
That would make the most sense.
Yeah. Like, in this, you have to... the characters have to say, like, you have to spell baller, B-A-L-L-E-R, most of the time, because otherwise they say ballers.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, if you make it optional, then, like, I feel like it's a win-win situation.
What do you mean?
As in, like, the community dub. You have that as an optional part of the install, so if people don't want to hear that or whatever, they don't have to.
Yeah, sure.
Because if you're...
I mean, I guess ideally you could do, like, you know, do you want to have silent, AI, or community dub, right? Like, that would be sick. But again, that's the whole thing of, like, oh, I could put 100 hours into this thing, or I could put 2 hours in and make it just as good, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, getting everyone to record lines and, like, re-record lines if I choose to change dialogue and stuff is going to be quite the task.
Yeah, although, I don't know, it depends how you're doing it. If we're doing it via, like, the original in-game audio stuff with WAVs, then it might be easier to do than with, or harder to do, but if you do it with clear audio, then you've got to deal with, like, volume issues and stuff.
I would rather not bother with clear audio if I can avoid it.
That's very fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I would very much just rather have, like, all the, like, different sound dialogue that's in the vanilla game, but then just replace it, like, you know, line by line, right?
Yeah. The only problem there is obviously the actual, like, names of files will have no relation to what you're working with, so you have to kind of keep track of it.
Me to shoot you as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have a think.
Easiest
but
mission.
I'll only fail. He says. Yeah, the thing with that as well is, like, the only I'm not going to touch any of that stuff until I have, like, the text, like, perfect, because I don't want to have to re-record it. You know, like, you know, I want to have it all perfect beforehand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on?
Absolutely. I want to stop showing everyone off. You can get back to soaking speedrunning now.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
To have you.
I hope it wasn't too horrible for everyone to watch.
No, people seem to enjoy it, especially when it is, like, you know, not supposed to be taken seriously. It's more of like just chilling, showcasing the mod.
Yeah.
Because we were gonna have some speedruns of the mod, but, you know, schedule clashes happened and stuff, so it didn't end up happening.
Sure.
But I was like, we need to show it somewhere, you know, in some kind of capacity. So I thought this would be a cool little thing.
Sure.
But yeah, next up we have Alola coming on with San Andreas no major glitches. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I want to see a San Andreas speedrun, not this crap, well, Merry Christmas, because now you're going to see a San Andreas speedrun with the actual intent of beating it as fast as possible. You know, that's what you want to see when you see a speedrun, right? So yeah, thank you, Rob, for coming on.
Thanks for
thank you
having
for
me.
shooting the shit with me, talking about some developer stuff.
Sure.
Very cool. Giving some dead insight. And yeah, we'll be back in a few seconds, or a few minutes, with San Andreas no major glitches. So see you in a little bit.